I'm really, really proud of having this project.
We're done with the bike shot.
And then it rained.
How did I learn about Maldives project?
The first day I ignore it because I don't know. Maybe I'm too excited that I don't believe myself what I'm hearing.
This project was introduced to me when we came back from Oman. Then Don said, you'll be going with me to another project.
We were talking in the car and he told me if I can still remember how to dive.
I have a friend that knows how to dive. He was a diving instructor.
That they are starting to decide to dive, and suddenly I can't join them. Like in my mind, like it's happening, man.
In my mind during that time, this is not a big project as how it can be. So I can just bring one assistant for me in photography and I can bring one videographer. I'll just bring Jem and I'll just bring Darwin.
My role in this project will be the one in charge for the equipments. Everything from the small stuffs all the way to the big equipments that we have, from the batteries all the way to the big lights.
Being a director is not my thing. We decided that Don will be directing and I will be a cinematographer at the time.
The project evolved into a bigger project. The requirements got bigger, so I have to come up with a good team, and that's when I thought about Paolo.
You will be doing the task of behind the scenes. I was like, oh, all right, cool. At least I'm part of it. I'm back on the board.
It's not that easy to manage all these small stuffs, all these equipments, because we are moving from place to place.
The second challenge for us was when the project and the days passed by shooting, we're getting exhausted.
We were pretty much expecting every single day that it's gonna be sunny.
All of a sudden, like, just one snap, it became gloomy.
If you have watched the film that we've created for this, you won't know it's raining, but 80% of the time that we were in Maldives, it was raining. So we arrived at the airport at around 1 a.m. and our flight was, I think, at 4 a.m. So we were kind of a bit excited, present, hyped, and just ready to fly. We arrived at Male at around 2 o'clock, I think, or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I thought we were there, but then we have to take another flight to a local airport. We took a boat ride for around 25 minutes and we arrived at our first destination. We were then brought to our own villa. So we were scheduled to have a meeting at 11 a.m. with the entire management, from engineering to front of the house. The first thing that we have to do after the reconnaissance, we did the first dive. Me, Paolo, and Jem went our first dive. water was just amazing. The underwater life was so alive. All those fishes were like coming in front of the camera, and that was one of the highlights that I can remember for this project. On the first day of the shoot, we are scheduled to shoot the water villas. First time for us to meet our model. Her name was Sanya. She was with her friend Stefan. Both of them were very, very gorgeous. The arrival scene would include the seaplane, and then you have your private butler bringing you to your own villa. The day after that, we are scheduled to shoot the bike shots, and when we look at the sky, it was gloomy. So this is where the challenging part of the project started. It was, I think, around 30 minutes that the sun was out, and we were lucky to get the drone shots for the bike. After that, we went to the restaurant to film the executive chef cooking in the kitchen. After that day, it was raining. It was like raining, and then all of a sudden it's gonna be gloomy and then sunny. So we took advantage of some of our equipments. We tried to recreate sunlight. I remember putting coconut leaves in front of the light just to cast a shadow to Sanya's face, pretending that it was sunny. And we were happy to get the shot. Day after that, we are scheduled to do the fishing scene, and I remember it was raining. And the first place that we went to, we didn't catch anything, but we were lucky. On our way back, we were able to get some big fish. When we came back to the island, we were scheduled to do the water sports, so it was a three-man team. From the shore, Darwin was shooting the windsurfing scene, and I can just remember that he was like somebody from National Geographic wearing this big raincoat because it was raining as well during that day. After that one, I remember we were back in the water to do some snorkeling. We were scheduled to have an evening shot for one of the restaurants that we have, the teppanyaki. I remember Sanya was wearing this blue dress. She looks very gorgeous. Next day, when we were about to leave the island, it was very, very good weather. And we went back to Male just to find out Paolo, Darwin, and Jem was part of the first flight, and I was stranded in Male. So the first day we have for the second property was typically the same. We were doing the reconnaissance. We had a meeting with GM, so we laid out all the plans for the second property. We fixed the schedules. We had ocular visits as well to the entire property. Check all the locations and decided which one to use for the film that we were creating. We were all prepared for the next day of the shoot, and sadly it rained. You just see a lot of rain all around the island. After that day, during the midday, we were scheduled to do some shots for the water sports. The next day, we get to shoot the arrival scene for this property. It was a bit hazy, a bit cloudy, but not that much. There was a little bit of sunlight coming out. I remember doing the rigging itself inside the villa, and all the team members were just happy because that day was sunny, which is what we're expecting. For the last day of the second property shot, we were scheduled to do the underwater shots. We did the deep entry. After we did the underwater shots, we took some rest. We were scheduled to do the last scene with Sonia and Stefan. It was a moonlight dinner. We tried to lit it up like the moon was lighting the entire scene. Having this project in our portfolio is one of the best things that happened to us. This project gave us more confidence in executing every role, and it just made us stronger, better team. When we look back on this project, we could always remember that it doesn't matter how many you are in the team, as long as you are bonded together, as long as everybody is flexible, as long as everybody is understanding, as long as the bond is there together, nothing is impossible. I'm really proud to be part of Glown Photography.